Oh, hey, dude, I need to run down to the grocery store really quick. You mind if I borrow that paper bag from you really fast? Actually, never mind. I'll just go use plastic. Good afternoon, sports fans, and welcome to this episode of the Trajan Temple Sportcast. I am your host, professional wrestler, Kansas City Chief fanatic, Christian Temple, joined by my side as always by the terrible towel twirling Trajan, and that twirling right there kind of gives me a little bit of insight as to how your week been. And you know what? I told him to shut up. During his bye week. So I am just going to let the floor be all yours, my friend. I will shut up now. But without further ado, welcome to this week's episode of I Don't Want to Talk About It. So, Trajan, why don't you talk about it?
Well, so starting out, my notes for the game, just to start it out, is terrible, bad, unwatchable. So that kind of sums it up right there. Oh my gosh, we got our dicks kicked in. It was not even funny. So to start out, I wasn't able to watch this game with the holiday weekend. I was at my wife's family's, but so I did get to listen to just a little bit of it, and that little bit of it was depressing just to start out.
Mm.
So I'm driving in the car. I get to hear them drive all the way down, score a touchdown on us like it's nothing. And then we get the ball, we get a first down, we run for a couple yards, and then we throw an interception. And that's where I had to leave off of it. And so I'm sitting there eating my Thanksgiving dinner. I'm like, you know what? I'll check on the score. Maybe we pull something together here. It should be close at least. It's the Bengals. I see 31-3. I'm like, what the fuck? How can it be this bad? How are we this bad? And so I'm like, well, it's halftime. Maybe we come back, get a really great half. I checked the score in the fourth quarter there. 41-10. So it was not any good comeback there by the Steelers this week. I mean, just terrible offense and defense. I mean, we don't even have an excuse that T.J. Watt or Minka Fitzpatrick are there. I mean, that's how bad we are. Big Ben, maybe he should have retired. He was 24 to 41, 263 yards, one touchdown, two interceptions, one of which was a pick six. The other one was 5 yards from being a pick six. Najee Harris, 8 carries, 23 yards. I mean, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. We got way down from the beginning. We had to go away from it. It's still 23 yards. Come on, man. You can do better. Dante Johnson had himself a game, 95 yards, no touchdowns. I mean, you need to be that difference maker, get those touchdowns. Claypool, he did have a big bomb from Big Ben. It was like 40-some yards.
Mm-hmm.
That's where most of his yards came from. He got 3 receptions, 82 yards. But the defense, this is where it's just terrible, too. I mean, Big Ben, that was terrible. You can't... He did 2 interceptions and then lost a fumble, so 3 turnovers on Big Ben there. I can't remember what the fumble went to, but I know the interceptions led to 10 points. Defense, Cam Hayward and Wormley had sacks, and Minka had an interception. That's the only bright spot of this whole game. Our running D, terrible. It was like 198 yards total of rushing D, and Joe Mixon just slapped his dick all over our faces and ran for 165 yards. You know, this supposedly amazing defense that could stop the run. No, they did not stop the run.
Nope.
I mean, Joe Burrow, I mean, he didn't have to put up great numbers. I mean, I don't remember what his stat line was, but he only had 190 yards throwing. Yeah, 20 for 24, so damn near perfect.
Mm-hmm.
One touchdown. One of those incompletions was an interception, but it's just terrible all the way around. I'm not seeing any hope for this team. Right as we said, we're at 5-1. AFC is just, I don't want to say stacked.
It's
But
drunk.
we're so close. They're
the,
so close.
the AFC is drunk right now, and I don't
It is.
think they planned ahead to get a designated driver back home. Um,
No.
so, but yeah, it's funny, and I mean it's funny for me. I didn't get a chance to watch the game either. I was down in Oklahoma City for a wrestling event, and I'm sitting there. I'm kind of paying attention on my phone. The show doesn't start for another 3 hours. I got nothing else going on. Sporting Kansas City gets humiliated in the playoffs, which go figure. It's can't have good Kansas City teams every single year, right? Um, I'm seeing on there the Bengals are driving down the field. They're up 17-3. I'm like, oh man, this is not going well so far. But then I see the little dot, by the team's name that indicates possession, suddenly just go over to Pittsburgh. There, I'm like, oh, okay, well, man, maybe this is what they need to turn the tide. And then I refresh it like maybe a minute and a half later, and then all of a sudden it's 31-3 or 24-3 Cincinnati. I'm like, well, is my phone just not working? Come to find out exactly what you said. Pick six or turnover by Cincinnati. Steelers have a chance to go down the field and get points, but almost immediately pick six thrown by Big Ben, and that ultimately may not have sealed the game, but my goodness, was that a harsh blow to take, especially going into halftime too. It reminded me of the game where you guys had a bye week and we played a certain Tennessee Titans, where we were down by a score of 24-0 going into halftime. So you said it, and I still think it's how it is. Our fates are still tied, because we had our debilitating loss during your guys' bye week, and during our bye week, you guys had the exact same thing happen to you. You got, as you most eloquently put it, you got your dicks kicked in on that one. So, them's the breaks. It happens every once in a while. Unfortunately for you, it had to be a division rival. At least it wasn't that for us. I mean, oh my God, if that happened to us against the Raiders or Broncos, who haven't beaten the Chiefs ever since Mahomes started, that would have killed my morale too, honestly. But looking on the brighter side, at least you got a pretty simple opponent next week. You only got the Baltimore Ravens. So looking towards the future, yeah, I mean, things could be starting looking up at any minute.
It's a great, easy schedule from here on out. I mean, we only got the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
Vikings, which actually aren't that bad of a team. I'm not going to put them up there at the top. We got the Titans, which pretty good team. And then we got you guys. And then we got, let's see, Cleveland again. And then the Ravens.
And then the Ravens again.
So, pretty simple schedule there.
Both our teams still have a lot of division rivals to go through too, and ultimately those outcomes will determine our playoff fates. But speaking of the fates right now, we are going to be moving on, since it is week 12, to, drumroll please, the NFL tier maker. We will be going through which these teams are Super Bowl hopefuls, playoff contenders, meh, blah, or just trash. And boy, have these last few weeks been very interesting, to say the least, and I am excited to start with this too. But looks like I think last time we started from the top to the bottom. I think we'll go bottom to top this time, and starting with the Jacksonville Jaguars. I really don't see any reason to move them from where they're spotted right now too, especially how they treated their poor mascot. The last game, poor guy was suspended, 100 feet in the air and had to be dropped down in the top sections there. That was a scary moment for them. For him, absolutely.
Yeah. He's like, I do not get paid well enough for this.
Exactly. And meanwhile, I think Urban Meyer is probably thinking the same thing. Moving on next to the still winless Detroit Lions. They are, yeah. I mean, if they would have pulled it off against the Steelers, I'd probably pull them up to blah. But nope, they couldn't pull that off, even with their backup quarterback. So they're still trash. I'm making an executive decision here. The Atlanta Falcons, they will be upgraded. I think they have moved up to blah now. They are
Yeah.
5-6, and right now they are, believe it or not, ahead of not only the New Orleans Saints but also the Carolina Panthers, who just had endured some tragedy here this past week
Oh
with the
my
loss of
gosh.
CMC for the season.
Yeah, and you have to wonder at this point, is he just faking an injury so he doesn't have to play for them anymore? Uh, no, that is relatively sad, and but yeah, I'll agree with the Falcons there. They're not trash. They're bleh.
They're kind of moving on up, but nothing really too impressive. Same thing with the Dolphins. I think I will upgrade them up to the bleh category. They've had some good wins. They've had some bad losses. They're not impressive, but they are definitely better than the position they were these last few weeks. And I'm willing to forgive the loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars with what they've done recently.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Washington football team. Actually, they've moved up to the second spot in their division, so I will put them back up to bleh. Um, Let us
Yeah,
see.
no, I agree.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
No, I agree with that statement. They're not completely trash despite their ownership.
that alone should put them in a category below trash. But in any case, at least the football team itself is doing very well for themselves. But another team that's doing very well for themselves, the Denver Broncos, who finally
Yeah.
gotten back to their winning ways, a very dominating victory with over the Los Angeles Chargers. I am going to upgrade them up to meh.
Okay,
Um,
yeah. Yeah.
Probably have to downgrade the Chargers from playoff contender the way they looked there too. But we'll get to that when we get to that. I will let you
No.
take this next one here. How about the Minnesota Vikings? Where do you think they would stand? We have them in bleh. Do we think they stay there, or do we upgrade them now with the way they've been playing?
I'd say they're more meh. I give them meh.
I give them that too. How about the New York Jets? I think this answer would be pretty obvious.
I think they're down to trash.
I would
I
agree.
mean,
I would agree.
they just when you think they're starting to build something on themselves, they just fall back down. So I think they should definitely stay in trash unless they can win consecutive games back to back.
And we'll do these next two teams together. The New York Giants and Philadelphia Eagles. Very interesting because they both seem like they're just kind of in limbo with the NFC East. Although that seems to be slowly falling out of reach with both of them. Do we believe they stay where they are, or should one be downgraded? Should one or both be downgraded?
I keep them at meh. I mean,
Well, they're at Blah,
they
they're at Blah right now. Sorry.
oh they're bleh. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, no, they're staying at bleh. I don't think they deserve an upgrade. I don't just think they deserve a downgrade. They're just the kind of teams that are there in the NFL. Someone's got to be it, and that's them.
And that seems to be the case also with the New Orleans Saints. Unfortunately, it's not entirely their fault. Injuries have really put them in that category there. But this next one is very interesting because we had them at Blair, and they are making a very strong case of being playoff contender. We have the Indianapolis Colts that I believe should be upgraded at the very least to meh, but we will definitely keep a very close eye on them to see if they will maybe make a playoff push late in the season with the new life of Carson Wentz and this resurgence of Jonathan Taylor that has been awe-inspiring to say the least.
Oh yeah, no, he is putting some yards in for them. No, I mean especially with that. I mean they did lose to Tampa Bay, but it was a close loss, 38-31. It didn't look like it could have been anyone's ball game for most of the game there. So I say they're stay at meh.
Absolutely. I would say the Chicago Bears would probably stay where they're at. The last team in the black category that I think deserves an upgrade, the San Francisco 49ers, who have finally crossed the 500 threshold. Although there's a little bit of an asterisk there because they are 1-3 right now in their division. Albeit that one was against the team that is one game above them, the Los Angeles Rams at 7-4.
Yeah, no, they're at 6-5. They have a very tough division.
Yes.
So They are definitely the weakest of the division, I would say. But no, I mean they're going to be right in there as a wild card team probably.
Absolutely. And speaking of the weakest of their division, I would have to give that award to the Seattle Seahawks, sitting at a very
Oh,
healthy
I
3-8
forgot
right
about
now. Oh no, you're fine. The Seattle Seahawks, I will downgrade them to bleh, and I really don't think, unless you're a big time Seattle fan, that anyone would disagree with me on that.
it might borderline that trash segment. I completely forgot about them. That's how bad they're doing.
That's how bad it's been. You've let Russ cook too long, and he's burning down the kitchen as we speak.
Yo, it's a grease fire.
Absolutely, yes. Well, speaking of grease fires, as we mentioned earlier, the Carolina Panthers, who we had originally at the meh category, I don't believe they belong trash just yet, but without CMC, they are definitely falling down to the bleh category.
Yeah, and they had such high hopes going into the season. 3-0, looking good, and then so
Uh.
I don't know with them. Yeah, they're definitely going to that bleh category.
Alrighty. Well, here's where we're gonna have some fun with this one because there are some teams on this in the rest of the meh category that should go up, and there are teams that should go down. And in my opinion, the New England Patriots are definitely a team that will go up to playoff contender as they are currently leading the AFC East balanced. The nature has restored itself as the Patriots are the alpha right now in the AFC East. There's going to be some interesting matchups through the rest of the year, but New England absolutely in control of their own destiny, and that's a scary thing that I'm saying in that context.
Oh yeah, no, it's not looking good. Hopefully Buffalo can. I don't want to see the Patriots doing good again. I mean, do you? Do you want to see the Patriots doing good?
It was weird without them up there, but I was kind of getting used to it. Now it's you don't know what you've got until it's gone, and now unfortunately I think the Bills are about to figure that out firsthand. We shall see. There's still time, but the way the Patriots are playing right now, they're coming into form at the right time.
Exactly. No, the Belichick's system is starting to work for itself, and they're stacking wins. So I'd definitely push them to playoff contender.
I would agree. All right, and someone else I am bringing up to playoff contender as they have finally taken sole possession of the AFC West. The Kansas City Chiefs finally back in the spot where they were. I really wish they were up in the Super Bowl category, but I'm not ready to put them up there just yet. They're coming alive at the right time, and I am definitely interested to see how this Sunday night matchup against the Broncos goes. Hopefully, we can bring them back down to earth after their riding high off their victory over the Chargers. But this final team in the meh category, I will let you be the judge, jury, and potentially executioner, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I don't know. I say they're a middling team, so I keep them.
We're keeping them at meh. Alrighty. Well, as of right now, that would keep them the same as the Cleveland Browns. So, do we move the Browns up to playoff contender, or do we keep them where they need to be? They beat the Steelers, but they lose to the Bengals, who the Bengals have beaten both.
Oh, we beat.
Oh, you beat the Browns. I'm sorry. Yes, yeah, that's right. You beat the Browns. I was thinking, Bengals, but yes.
We have one. We have one.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. But anyone can beat the Browns.
Anyone can beat.
So we will keep the Browns we will keep the Browns and Steelers together in the meh category, but definitely the Bengals up in the playoff contender still, and definitely the Ravens will stay up there also.
Yeah. No. Wait. You have the Ravens in meh?
No, they're in playoff contender. I'm up to playoff contender now. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So far, my playoff contenders, I have the Tennessee Titans, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Baltimore Ravens, Dallas Cowboys, Los Angeles Chargers, Green Bay Packers, Las Vegas Raiders, Bengals, Patriots, and Chiefs. Of all the teams in that aspect that I think should be moved down, I would probably have to say the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yep, I was thinking the same thing.
Yep.
Yeah, one of these things are not like the other.
Absolutely.
One of these things don't belong.
I don't think I'm ready to knock the Chargers down just yet, even after that loss to the Denver Broncos. I think Justin Herbert was just having a very, just an off game, and with that paired up with that defense too, it will probably most likely come down to the Chiefs and Chargers fighting over the top of the AFC West, with the other probably bringing up the wild card spot.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree there. I mean, at 7-4, I don't think we can take them out of the playoff picture. Now, if they start losing several in a row here, if they lose these next 2 games, yeah, they probably get kicked out of that.
Absolutely. All right, now this is where things are going to get very interesting because we will have to upgrade an AFC team to Super Bowl of all the teams that I just mentioned because I think the Buffalo Bills will. I'm not counting them out of the May category. I am bringing them back down to the playoff contender. And that leaves us with 2 NFC teams up top, the Arizona Cardinals, who have been battling injury, but Colt McCoy has done very well in the absence of Kyler Murray, who should be back, I'm not sure, this week or next week. We shall keep tabs on that. And the Los Angeles Rams, I still think Matt Stafford, even after the stumbling block there too, has what it takes to lead this team. But I will knock the Rams back down to playoff contender. And what AFC teams think should we upgrade to Super Bowl?
At this point, Patriots.
Oh wow, this time Patriots. Alrighty, I might have been thinking Tennessee, but even Tennessee has slipped up there too with injury and without Derrick Henry. That's probably not a bad choice.
I mean, Patriots just beat the Titans.
Yes.
Granted, without Derrick Henry, like you just said there. I think. Yeah, no, I definitely think it is either the Patriots or I might even throw Bengals in the mix.
It could very well be as well too. We will be back on this in week 16, and the trash category will be the trash and black category will probably be changed to the eliminated category at that point. We'll keep the meh as the teams that are on the outside looking in, and we will keep playoff contender as the teams that made the playoffs, and Super Bowl as our 2 top teams, and we shall definitely keep tabs on that later on. But no, I don't think the Bengals are that far behind as far as the Patriots there. I mean, obviously the Ravens, they might be in that conversation too. And if the Bills can right their wrongs, if the Titans can keep fighting, then any one of those teams could take the Patriots' place. But right now, the Patriots do seem like the most complete team as far as the AFC as a conference is concerned.
Oh yeah, no, definitely, I agree with you there.
Very good. Alrighty, moving on back to the main screen here too. So a lot of changes. A lot of big-time changes in the tier maker this week, which actually goes to show the NFL, the parity this year has been phenomenal. I mean, there's been surprises. There's been surprises. There's been surprising teams doing well. There's been surprising teams doing not so well. But like I said, week 16, we will be reviewing this one more time. And we've already said who our teams are playing this week. Obviously, Kansas City will be at home against the Denver Broncos. Sunday Night Football is a game that got flexed from 3:30 to Sunday Night Football, a big-time primetime matchup, and I am excited to be able to watch that. The Steelers looking to right their ship against the Baltimore Ravens. Where would that be taking place and what time?
So the Steelers will be playing, I don't even know. I'm so depressed. I don't even know. We are playing the Ravens, of course. There, let me get to it. I think it's just a noon game. 3:25, and we will be playing at Heinz Field.
Heinz Field, good.
8-3 Ravens against the mid 5-5-1 Steelers. We'll see how that goes.
Who's counting, though? It's all about the wins, right? So. Alrighty, well, that is our show today. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Click like if you like the video. Click subscribe if you really like it. Hit the thumbs up for Clifton. You know, he really needs it in these trying times this week because of his team against the Bengals. So smash that like button for my good buddy Trajan here too. And just remember, go Chiefs. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Click like if you liked the video. Click subscribe if you really enjoyed it. Tell all your friends, and we will see each and every single one of you next week on the show. This is Temple and Trajan signing off.